Hey guys, Jamiy, and today we're doing a tier list video, as you can see on the screen right now. You guys have been asking for this for quite a while now, since also the update came out. I know as well that I has done one as well, so if you want to go watch his, feel free to do so. I haven't watched his as I'm making this video. I'm probably going to go watch it after I've done mine, also see what IE's opinions are. I'll remember also this is my opinions, and it's just like a prediction thing. In a couple of weeks we could like revisit it, and also I can get feedback and say, okay, this is what actually is. Like I said, since the updates just came out on the metas, like no one's really got any like prepared a full team of like new Loomians yet. This is mostly just going to be predictions, so it's like my opinion based, okay? Also, if you have your own opinions on how this metagame is going to work, also let me know in the comments down below. Also, I'll leave a link to the tier maker in the description if you want to go make it yourself, and also send me a screenshot on Twitter or something like that. Also, I'll try and make sure to like as many of them as I see. But other than that, also, if you like the video, make sure to leave a like, okay? It helps the channel out immensely. So anyway, with that being said, let's get on to it first. So also, I guess we're going to start with the new Lumians, since also that's what most people are curious about, seeing how good they are. Also, I'm actually rallying on my second monitor as well. So if I just randomly click away, because I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get disconnected. So then, before I actually jump into the new Lumians though, we're actually going to talk about the best Lumian, which is right now undeniably Balrog. Also with a lot of new metal types, Earth is going to be really good. What's good against metal as well though? Fire and electric. What are good against those two? That's right, Earth again. And since it gets access to Mega Chomp, it can also hit the other metal types that otherwise Balrog can't beat, like Stratosol, for example, since it can't hit it with Earth type moves at least yet. Also, Raging Tackle is resisted, so it has Mega Chomp still to hit it. And it can take out Tata, one of its like pretty good counter to it, or check it to it, I guess. But also Mega Chomp, it gets rid of plants as well. So yeah, very scary. Right now, it's really strong. It's kind of like similar to how when Trumbull got first released, although not as bad. I think Trumbull is probably way stronger than Balrog, since it also can't set up and then just continue to sweep. Eventually, Balrog will get killed. It's just that it will get fainted, but it's just going to take out quite a lot of Lumians. It's like basically guaranteed to take down at least one Lumian if played right, which also is scary. And it'll probably like do damage before access to another Lumian before it even gets taken out. So it's just like really difficult to like fight against, especially with like teams and what people are wanting to run. Anyway, next up, I'm going to talk about the new Lumians. I'm going to talk about the drone next, which I'm going to put in S tier. This is a really scary thing. It's kind of like Mewtwo. Also going to use Mewtwo as an example when Mewtwo got first released. The range attack stats pretty similar. The speed is actually really similar, and I think the range defense is a little bit similar as well. It's actually kind of similar to a Mewtwo. But what made Mewtwo broken was the typeless typing, since only one typing resisted it. It had one weakness, which wasn't. There was like, what, 2 Lumians at the time when Mewtwo came out? I think actually 3 because of Ferroglyph, but not that many people had Ferroglyph yet, so Duskit wasn't really used. It was mostly just Salcha, which also is like not exactly that great, so yeah, that's why Typeless got nerfed, but that's why Mewtwo was really good. This is basically Mewtwo, but instead of only having Typeless moves, it can hit everything in the game. With its metal moves, it gets fire moves, electric moves, and ice moves. It basically gets to hit anything in the game, no matter what type it is, unless like it's something, I guess, like Chartiki potentially. That's like the only Lumion I can think of right now that can actually like take its hits. Maybe Kazune, I think, as well. But other than that though, everything else kind of scared about it. And basically, whatever Bark is like terrified of, or whatever Bark doesn't want to go against, the drone can get rid of it. Oh, actually, it might be the other way around. Whatever scares the drone out, the drone Bark can deal with. It's one of those ways. So yeah, this is like a really good duo right now. It's going to be really strong. Probably going to be stronger once. It's going to be probably even stronger once the Levitate comes into the game, because this thing does float Levitate, so it will probably get that it'll get that Levitate ability. So it's going to be even scarier probably, because now it can't get hit by Earth moves, which is very scary. On that low, I guess next I am gonna talk about Tyrex. Actually, no, we're gonna talk about Hunter. Hunter is better than the drone. The drone can hit a lot of things, but so can Hunter. Before the update was released, we're like, it's not probably gonna be that great. It can't really hit that hard. Also, then we buffed the melee attack a little bit to help it out a little bit, and also we originally power jaw was 30%, and then we boosted it to 50% because, like, well, it's the exact same as brute force. So you might as well just use brute force. So yeah, all of those changes, yeah, it is really, really strong. Like, really, really strong. You probably want one of these on your team if you're doing PvP. It's super quick, and it can hit super, super hard, and it has Mega Chomp, Blaze Chomp, Chili Chomp, and Thunder Chomp. Thunder Chomp being stab. Yes, it's not running a metal stab move because it doesn't really need it. It just needs Mega Chomp for, like, a lot of other stuff, and Thunder Chomp, and then also the other moves are for, like coverage, basically. So your Thunder, amazingly good right now, like, definitely S tier. On that, I'm gonna put Tyrex in S as well. I think Tyrex has a lot of potential. It's an Earth and Metal type Lumion. Typing wise, that is a really good typing, and also it's the only typing that has that in the game right now. I don't think it's going to be as good as these potentially, but I can definitely see it having a lot of potential under the right circumstances. Right now, I've got a very brawny, clumsy, and foolish set that I'm going to be running, which is going to be basically to try to check Bottle Rock, although I don't know if it's actually going to work or not. We'll have to try it, I guess, but it's going to be quite scary still, even with how much defense this thing has. Other than that, I guess we can talk about the rest of them. Stratosol right now, design, love it. It is so close to being my number one Lumion, but Zulong is just like, I still got to keep Zulong there. Stratosol right now, I'm going to put A, very high in A, like maybe a low S. I think Stratosol right now is very good. Also, like, being able to, like, kind of be a decent check to Balrog, although the only issue is right now that once Levitate comes out, since it technically doesn't levitate or float off the ground, it probably won't get Levitate. There's a chance it won't get Levitate. I'm not really too sure about this one, to be honest. Like, for example, Terrafly does levitate like an inch off the ground. This one alone doesn't, so there could still be an argument saying, oh, it has wings, like, it should be able to levitate, so there is a slight chance it could get levitate, although we're not really too sure yet. We haven't really, like, discussed what is going to get levitate or not, and we don't really know when we're going to do that one as well, since people have been asking us to, like, hold the back off that one, so we'll see. Okay. Stratosol, I think, right now is really, really good. Putting it A+, again, could be, like, low S right now, but again, a lot of electric types right now, especially. All on that, we've got, I guess we can talk about the bug. I love the bug. Also, if you don't know, Blue designed the Stratosol and the bug. I think right now I'm probably going to put bug pretty low. It can be scary. I'm actually going to be running a very nimble set, mostly because it gets a speed creep, nimble 200s 100. So with very nimble 192 speeds, it basically, like, just outspeeds this, and it can get Clay Slap it, which will one-shot it, so hey, nice, you can actually beat Hundu with this thing. But other than that, it's a bug type that got released with metal types. Obviously, it's not really going to be that great. Also, it's bug type moves with an abundance of metal types right now. It's not really going to do well with Battering Ram, unfortunately, although I would love to run a Battering Ram set. It's not really, doesn't really seem worth it right now, so I'm going to put it fairly low, but I can definitely see it, like, being a threat to some Lumians, potentially. We'll have to kind of, like, see, I guess, later for that one. But yeah, I'm going to put one there for now. Diebog, I'm going to put, like, I probably don't even have enough tiers, to be honest. I probably need more tiers. Bug, maybe low B, but I'm going to put, like, high C. Diebog is, like, a very low C, or, like, a middle D, honestly. I can, like, kind of put it in between any of these. Right now, I'm going to put it C low for now. Right now, I can't really see Diebog being amazing. Its stats are, like, average across the board, kind of similar to Luminarme, although Luminarme is a better tank, obviously, and can set up. This thing can't. It does get handy low, which is like Prankster, and it's mostly not going to be good. It's going to be similar to, like, Govidemic. It's just going to be annoying with Priority Hypnotize. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. Other than that, also, I'm sorry about, like, the images being this. I thought, it doesn't really matter for this video. Like I said, I'll probably update this later when I do, like, the updated version, and, like, so what. And not just the predictions, like the actual, like, okay, these are actually the best Lumians that we know of right now if you run, like, these specific sets. Wheel Chompactor's evolution, I forgot the name of it. It's like Wheel something. I want to say Wheelson, but it's not Wheelson. I don't know why I want to call it Wilson. It is... What isn't it? Oh, it's Munchwheel. Munchwheel. I'm dumb. Munchwheel. So for this one, I'm gonna probably put... I want to put in C as well. Probably a little bit better than this, but I can't really... It's got like a really good ability. It's just like, it doesn't really get like that much coverage. It doesn't really like hit that many things that hard, so it's not really going to be good right now. It'll eventually get something like Sword Dance, and then it's going to be pretty damn scary. So right now, I think it's pretty like safe to say it's like kind of here. And then also for the Roamer, which unfortunately, I don't think is really that good right now. I'm gonna bump these up a little bit. I'm going to put these here, I'm going to put these in here, although I'm going to say that both of these are like pretty low in B. Protogun right now only really gets like a metal move and a light type move to hit. Also, Chartiki completely walls it. It's immune to light and they can't hit it with its metal move. Ikazuna can basically probably set up on it. Again, quad resists metal. Light, I mean, can hit it neutral, but once Ikazuna sets up a couple of times, it really doesn't care. And also, it doesn't want to stand against Ikazuna anyway, so yeah, right now the Protogon will probably be very scary. It's got a very scary abilities and stats are god tier, because also it's quicker than Zulong, so yeah. Which actually, speaking about Zulong, I guess we'll go into that one next. Well, actually, we'll go into Tatab next. So anyway, that's all the new Lumians that, in my opinion, again, could be wrong, this is just my prediction and like my opinions on it really. Next up, I guess we'll talk about is Tatab, which slapping straight into S. I want to say S. I'm putting it in S for now. Tatab's also really good. Metal types, Jungle Jutsu, yay! It's pretty simple as that, really. To be honest, it's a very good Lumion right now. Not too many of the metal types can really hit it. I would like to say, although I'm pretty sure it can also. Stratosol, I don't really know like how this is gonna match up because it can still probably kind of hit it hard with Jungle Jutsu, but air type moves, do you want to stay in? Probably not. You probably will get one-shotted. Blaze Chomp, Mega Chomp, Fire Breath, but it's going to take a lot of damage in the process. I don't remember if this one actually gets Mega Chomp yet. I don't think it does. I think it only like runs Earthquake and Complete Demolition, so I mean, Tatab could probably take this one on, but it's got to watch out for Terrifying. So Tatab can't really deal with like much of like, I think the best Lumians, but can definitely deal with a lot of like the lower tier ones in this update, definitely. So it's going to be still a pretty huge threat. And again, if it's over on the field, Bora gets a decrease, so that's just nice to have in general. So yeah. And though, like I said, speaking about Zulong with Protogon, I'm actually going to put Zulong on here when I find it. I'm going to put Zulong like either, I want to say A or maybe a low A, like pretty low in A. The reason why is really good at this update. Basically, since Protogon is quicker than Zulong, a lot of people are just going to run very nimble Zulong again, which means it gets to outspeed this thing. So Protogon, you want to run smart. Nimble is fine if you don't really see Zulongs, but smart is probably better because also it's not going to want to try and outspeed a very nimble Zulong. It's not going to work. You're going to get hit by Thunderstrike. Not good at all. So yeah. Zulong is actually going to be pretty good in this update. Going to be even better after the balance changes. Awakening gets buffed if you want to run Awakening. And Ancient Roar becomes actually cheaper to use, so very good. I also want to put, let's think, let's do the rest of the starters, I guess. Actually, before we do the starters, let's do the roamers. Ikazuna, I'm sticking in here, I think. I think Ikazuna is stupidly scary. Again, electric and fire typing right now is really, really good. Gotta watch out for Borg, but still, all in that, amazing. Can kind of deal with the Pooch here, I forgot its name already, Hunder. Gotta watch out for Mega Chompler, but still scary. If it doesn't one-shot it, it's gonna get bapped by Fire Breath. Duskit, can't really see being that great in this meta game, to be honest. I'm gonna probably put it like maybe a little bit above Protogon, because it maybe some like in B, probably. I don't really know where, but probably somewhere in B. I can't really see being that great, to be honest. And actually, it'll do Ferroglyph. Not Roma, but it is Ferroglyph. I think Ferroglyph is probably like S as well, or very high in A. I'm gonna stick in S low, probably. Bulka has Boulder Blast to hit a lot of the metal types. It's just still a threat. I mean, Tatab doesn't really want to deal with it, since obviously it cannot speed it as well, because most people are going to probably run very brawny on Tatab, it looks like. So yeah, it's just a scary Lumion right now, and it can just deal with quite a lot of the new Lumians and the old Lumion, so I think it's pretty scary. Gotta watch out for some things though, but still, it's pretty scary in general, I think. Maybe, yeah, I'm gonna stick in like maybe low C low, or low S, maybe. Ikazuna I definitely think is the better pick for it. Other than that, I guess actually now we'll do the starters. I'm gonna go for Luminami. So also Luminami, the last update was probably the best Lumion in the game. I'm probably gonna drop Luminami down to like either A or very high B. I'm just gonna stick it in A low because I don't want people to get mad at me for putting Zulong above a lot of starters because I know it's gonna happen. I think Luminami can like still has a use. It's just that there's more things that can actually like it can't really hit or deal with now. I still think it'll be decent against like the right opponents, just harder to use, I guess is a better term. I can definitely see a lot of people running a very defensive set now, and then also running the I Eat Your Face as Flash and Flee set with like a very brawny, a very robust or something like that, probably. I guess that could be kind of good. Go to church for like Zulong. Also Zulong is really good in this update for like Stratosol. Everyone's going to probably use Stratosol because it's stupidly cool. So you just got to watch out for it, although it's got to watch out for Tyrex. For Zulong, to watch out for Tyrex because also immune to electric because it's earth type, and it resists E-burst, so that's like a complete counter, although Eliguan is already a counter, so hey, that's good as well. So Zulong is still going to be good, but it's got to watch out for a couple of things, obviously. Same for Luminami. It's got a couple more things to really like try and deal with, which it doesn't really like. Desperatu, I wanna put in A as well, probably above Luminami. Again, I probably don't have enough tiers, but I'm gonna try and make it work with just this many tiers as I have. I'm gonna put Vesperatu in A. I mean, I can see like potentially like scaring a couple of things. I think Ursol's is gonna still be pretty good this update with also the metal types and stuff like that. Completely shutting down Ursol is amazing. Also it can scare, I guess, like Sorche, which actually I don't think Sorche is gonna be alright. It's like the same thing as like Luminami. It's just got more things to deal with. I'm actually gonna drop Luminami down to B. I'm gonna put in like high B though, potentially. We'll have to see, I guess. But I think Vesperatu is pretty good. I mean, this Vesperatu, you can run it very bulky, you can run it very offensive, very speedy. Vesperatu just has quite a lot of like utility to get out of it, to be honest. So yeah, I think I'd put Vesperatu like on the same level as like Zulong, to be honest. Maybe not as good as Zulong, but definitely like on the same. Like it can still do things, okay. On that, all the starters we actually have. We got Himber. We have wait, how many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing Valkyrie, and we're missing. What am I missing? Plant what? Fire, Serenite. Where's Serenite? Okay. So these are the 3 other starters that we have. I want to put Himber in C, maybe high C. I don't want to put on the same level as these, so I'm dropping these down. That means I could probably drop these down as well, to be honest. I'm going to put Himber like high C, maybe low B. I'll put it in C low for now. I can see it being alright still. Also, it's still got Yes's Wrath, and it can like probably beat Borok, so I mean it's still like a good pick for some teams, but it's just a lot of metals. It doesn't have recovery, so it doesn't want to really deal with anything. It's very easy to wear it down, and also if it's trying to like beat Borok, it doesn't want to get worn down. So I think Timber can be good on the right teams, but I don't think it's good on every team. I definitely need a new tier, by the way. Valkyrie, I'm gonna put maybe in here. The thing with Valkyrie, it finally gets a metal range move now. Metal Blast, very nice. People have been asking that for a long time, obviously. Finally gets one, but with a lot of metal types that have just kind of outclassed it for the metal typing. It's alright, you can definitely use it, but I think there's just better like metal types right now. Especially also with something that gets a lot of more coverage. So yeah, I think Valkyrie's going to be decent low still. And that leaves us with Serenite, which also being a metal type itself is very nice. Although, I don't think it's gonna be that good. I'm gonna put it down in here as well. It can definitely be scary against a lot of things. I don't know if it's gonna be above Luminami or not. I'm just gonna say that these three probably like somewhere on the same playing field, to be honest. Himber maybe as well. I might be a bit too harsh on Himber, but I can't really see doing that much. I mean, look at like the top 3 tiers basically. Most like what? How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10. Like 8 of them, 7 of them are good against Himber. So yeah, Himber's just gonna struggle really. But again, yet his ref is also nice. It just doesn't want to take too much damage, obviously. Sepharite being metal is really good, but being fire is also good because it gets to hit the metal types for super effective damage and stab. Although I feel like I'm being a bit too harsh on Sepharite, but looking at also the top ones, top again, Borok beats it. Hunder has a Thunder Chomp. I mean, it doesn't want to take a Flaming Kick, but I mean, Sepharite can just safely swap into it at all, so Hunder just kind of gets rid of it. The drone, again, Thunder Strike. This thing gets Earthquake as well, and its own terrifying. Tatab can actually hit it with Jungle Jutsu, like since the last update. Thunder Strike, obviously. Boulder Blast. I don't know who would win in this specific matchup. I mean, this can... Sepharite can hit Stratosol for super effective damage. Stratosol can't hit Sepharite for super effective damage, but this has recovery, this doesn't. So I think Stratosol would probably win. Zulong can probably beat it. The only thing like really can't beat it in this top tier is like Vesperatu, and that is it. So I think it's probably... I think I'm probably right to put Sepharite down here, and I think that's all of the starters, so... Okay then, I guess we'll go over like a couple of other Loomians. I think I'll go over some of like the best ones from the last update, I think. I'll put Salchi. Okay then, so for next up, we're gonna do Obsidragon. I think Obsidragon's still gonna be good. I don't think it's also not anywhere near as good as it was in the last update. A lot of these melt types can actually like kind of deal with it. It's still like really good against like Borok, Ikazune, Tatab. It's got Flash and Fleece, so I don't really want to like take that, but still, I mean, it's good at what it does still. Although you don't want to run the old set. The old set that a lot of people ran was like very clever, max out the range defense. You don't want to run that. You want to probably make this like a dedicated melee defense. Also, I'm trying to make this video as quick as possible. I don't want to like take up too much time because I know it was like an hour long. So if you watch Nait's video and this one, I don't want to take too much of your time up. So yeah, Obsidragon, oh, it still does its job pretty well, but make sure it's like a defensive tank. Maybe just like go ahead and just steal Your Face's set that he had like at the end of the last meta game with like high melee attack and defense and health. No, like basically no range defense. You don't need it. It's not meant to take range defense hits, it's meant to take melee hits, and especially in this update with like things like Borok, you kind of need it to like do that. Eruptidon, I'm gonna put... I want to put here. Luminami completely walls it, but I can't really see that many people running Luminami on most teams. I'm gonna put Eruptidon like low A, I think. I mean, like, it can beat Ikazune in 1v1. It can probably beat this. It can probably beat this. It could probably beat this. Actually, it could probably beat 100 as well. Maybe Eruptidon's actually gonna be really, really nutty. Just gotta watch out for Stratosol. Actually, yeah, Eruptidon's gonna be really good. I'm gonna put it A, I think. Probably like a little bit better, maybe. I'm gonna stick it in Halo. I don't really know where. The Eclipse, I think, has fallen quite a lot. Also, a new bug that can now speed it and hit it super effective. Metal types that can hit super effective. So like, I think it's alright low still. I mean, still got like a usage, just gonna be harder to use. I feel like I'm being harsh on these two now. Dang it! I want to raise these two. I want to raise them back. I'm gonna leave it here for low. Like I said, it's just like a prediction video. Okay. Soldier, still scary. Also, it's got more things that can deal with it, but it's still scary. If it's against the right thing, so I'm still gonna put it like fairly high, I think. So I think it's probably still fine to be in B. Like probably like a low B, but I think it's fine for B. Killin, Your Soul is a good one. Trumbull is a good one, actually. Where is Trumbull? That is a good question. There's Moochun. Where is Trumbull, the fat bull? There we are. Okay. Trumbull, I want to say, I mean, also metal types, but it can set up against still quite a few things. I'm going to put it in again, I'm probably going to put it in B again. Moochune, I want to say maybe C, maybe D. I'm going to stick it maybe like in D for now, like probably better than these at the very least. Urusol, I think is still scary. I'm going to probably put in A. I mean, priority on this thing is nuts. Also, Chase Down is still going to be very, very good. And also Slap Down still really, really good. So I still can see this being really good, especially now since Eclipse isn't probably going to be that good. You can definitely see a lot more Vesperatios though, since this isn't going to be like everywhere. So I can definitely say Urusol's probably still going to be like pretty scary to go against. So I'm going to put it pretty high. Okay then, we've only got like kind of like the trash Loomians left, to be honest. Revenine, I want to also put in A low A, maybe B, but I'm going to put in A. Also, the fire types right now are going to love this sub. That's basically all I can say. Chartiki, I'm going to stick in A as well. Chartiki is going to be pretty good. Also, it's got like some things to watch out for, but I think it can do pretty good job. I mean, Tyrex, easy. The drone, easy. So I'm just going to put in A. I don't really know how well. I don't know if it might be like a bit lower, but I think A is probably good for it. No, I think it's probably a little bit better than Revenine maybe, but Revenine is going to be pretty decent as well. Do we have any other 5 types? We've got Krakaloa. I think Krakaloa is going to be pretty good. I'm going to put it in B, although it might be a bit harsh because I don't really use Krakaloa that much. It could be also A potentially. And we can take it again. It can actually take hits from things like Gardrone, so that's kind of good. But I'm going to stick it in B for now. I'm not really too sure where, so we'll just stick it anywhere, okay? And hopefully no one gets mad at me for sticking it above these two. All on that, let me think. I think Cinemoth right now is kind of just bottom tier. I'm going to add a new tier, I think. How do I add a new one again? I want to add a new one. Add a row below. What? A, B, C, D, E, F. And I'll just change the color to there. Okay, so I'm going to make a new 1F, which is also going to be Luxor, because I can't still do anything in this update, unfortunately, even though the balance changes hasn't happened yet. Once the balance changes happen, I mean, Tatab is probably going to be on a lot of teams. All you need to do is literally just swap it in, and that's it. So until this thing gets like a Vibreath, it's probably not really going to be that good, unfortunately. Icicle, I want to stick down here as well, honestly, but it's just not that good. I'm sticking Icicle in bottom tier as well. I just can't see it really doing anything this update. I mean, you could potentially use it for Balrog, but why do that when there's a couple of things that I would rather choose over it? I'm going to stick Icicle in bottom tier as well. Florent, unfortunately, is not that great right now. Also the Mel types. Also you got your new Stratosol, which also is completely immune to poison moves. Sap Plant doesn't really care about because it can just heal itself, so yeah, Stratosol beats it. It's also just harder to use this now, although it can still be decent kinda. I might be being a bit harsh on it. Gastro, probably E tier. It's just worse than Florent, to be honest. Okay then, who else do we have? Vocaloid, even after the balance changes, maybe E. That's a pretty big maybe. I'm gonna stick it in bottom tier as well for right now. It's just really not like worth using when you have like way better fire types. Avatros, I mean, also it's an air type. Metal types resist air, but it has electric, which also Stratosol. This doesn't really want to take a boot that sharpens Thunderstrike. It's gonna watch out a little for now for Ikazune, but I don't know if Ikazune wants to swap into it because it still can like hit it kind of hard. I'm gonna put Avatros in like in B tier. I think Avatros will still be like fine using, maybe like I mean the fire types obviously. It's gonna love all of those. Just clicking nosedive basically. Eliguana, probably B as well, to be honest. I mean, good at stopping this. Probably. What can I do for this? The metal move can hit it for neutral. It can probably take all of the other hits, just kind of scary, honestly. It can beat Stratosol, probably, and just tase. Tasing a couple of things is pretty decent as well. Gotta watch out for Hunderlo, Mega Chomp, Bork, Earthquake, obviously, but I think it'll still be like decent. Pretty low B, maybe C, but we'll say very low B. Kaylin, Sedimars is probably gonna be nuts, honestly. I want to put it A. I'm gonna put it high in B low. I think Sedimars is gonna be really good. I think people are looking at like running a very clever set and running like as a very bulky setupper and then sweeper. Gonna be kind of scary and kind of fun to use again, honestly. Okay then, Umbra's gonna be alright. It's gonna be better than Luxor, but not that great. I'm gonna just slap it into probably low C, low D, like C or D, honestly. Wiki, can't really see doing that much, to be honest, unfortunately. It's like in the same boat as Gastroke, honestly. Ventation, I'm gonna stick in high C, maybe B as well. I mean, it can stop Balrog and potentially burn it, but other than that, I mean, it doesn't really offer that much. Hunter is scared of, it's scared of the drone, it's scared of Ikazune, it's scared of Teteb, it's scared of Zulong, the list goes on, Chartiki, you get the point, okay. Eliguana, well, I mean, those are good against each other, but still, Lisping can set up, and he doesn't really care about it. Ragoon, once the balance changes come out, it's gonna have like a good gimmick for like just stealing abilities and just kind of screwing over one Loomian for the battle, but that's about it. It's probably on the same tier as like Umbra. I'm probably being too generous with Umbra, to be honest. I'm gonna bring Umbra down as well. Umbra will actually be really good once the balance changes come out, but right now, not really that good. Killen, Gobidemic, annoying. I'm gonna put on like the same. Actually, I will put it on C, because it does get Trip Root now. It can actually hit Luminami, it can hit Balrog, it can hit Tyrex for a lot. If this thing is chipped a little bit, Gobidemic can actually do damage now. It can, believe that, Gobidemic isn't just annoying to hypnotize spammer. It can actually click Trip Root and hits every Earth type pretty hard. Not too sure about this one though. It could probably hit it decent, I guess. So yeah, pretty damn good. Decent, okay, decent. Okay then, all it leaves now is Swalder and Terrafly. Terrafly and Swalder are... I mean, Terrafly and Swalder were super annoying. And just like, and they were still really good though in the last updates. I'm going to stick them both in C, I think. Also, if they don't have a Stratosol, they can kind of perform decent. But if they have a Stratosol, they both kind of get shut down very hard. Swalder can't poison it. Swalder can't Venom Chomp it. Mega Chomp doesn't do that much. Parasitize is quad resisted. Again, same thing, Venom Chomp. Poison Barbs, I think right now the secret ability doesn't absorb Barbs, but it will get fixed eventually. So yeah, it just kind of like hard shuts down both of these. It's just kind of harder just to like run them. But I think with that being said, that is my prediction right now. Let me actually do it so I can actually see everything. So right now, that was like a 32-minute video, so oof, I'm sorry for being a little bit longer, but I tried going through as much things as possible. There's like, what, 45 Lumians now, so I did okay to like get through every Lumian like at least within a minute, so I'll take that at the very least. So with that being said, I think that is where I would put everything. Like I said, right now this is just a prediction video, just my opinions like off the top of my head. Also, I haven't used a lot of these Lumians a long time. For example, these things, I don't really use them that much. Ragoon I don't use, Umbra I don't use, Florence I don't use that much, Gobidemic I don't use, Ventation I don't use. A lot of them I don't really use a lot of, but just like a quick like summary, or like a quick like thoughts, I think this is what I would say right now the metagame will somewhat look like, or at least resemble, like a lot of this. Again, I could be generous with a lot of these Lumians, because also I use them a lot, and I'm like a little bit biased towards them. A lot of Lumians that I don't use, I'm also going to be biased towards them for making them, they're not that good. So yeah, but with that being said, I think that is what I would say is good, I think. And looking at this like for anything else, the only thing that I would want to bump up a little bit is maybe Sedimars? Maybe to A. And then maybe these two could like potentially go up a tier. Well, actually, maybe just like the Roach. I still love the Roach. The design's cool. The first one's kind of creepy, but I still kind of like it. But PvP right now, I mean, like I said, it's a bug type that got introduced with Melt types. It's not really going to be like great. Like, yeah, it's got Earth moves, but it doesn't have Earthquake yet. So yeah, but hey, it can beat 100 in a 1v1. Trying to get into it low, try to make sure you don't swap into a Chili Chomp, okay? Otherwise you get one-shots. But yeah, on that low, I think that is safe to say that is a wrap. I don't think I missed any Loomians, although I will mention some free evolutions that I think will be pretty decent. I don't have them on the tier list, but I'll just mention them. Pyramids, Prope. Prope is not really going to be like great, it's just going to be annoying, because now it's even more bulkier. You can get health also from dodge and health amulets spam, but hey, you can poison it, it's just a little bit, it was a lot bulkier. Pyramids actually going to be pretty decent for doubles, also running Baneface, and it's actually bulky. Other than that, I'm trying to like think of any of the new pre-evolutions, and I can't really think of any. Most of like the pre-evolutions aren't exactly that great. The Eviolites basically, oh I forgot what it's actually called in this game, the Drop of Youth. It's not really going to be that great right now in the game. A lot of like the pre-evolutions aren't exactly that great for like tanking. Maybe Riptide could be kind of decent, we'll have to see I guess, but I think I'm going to leave it off there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is my thoughts. Like I said, I'll leave the link for the tier maker in the description if you want to go make your own tier list, and like I said, send me a tweet on it. Also, if you send it to me and I see it, I'll try and make sure to like as many of them as I can. But with that being said, I'm going to leave it off here, and I'll see you guys next time.